Hello and welcome. Today we'll be learning how to use the tilemap systems in Unity. In this video, we'll cover the basic steps to create a good tilemap to your game, and we'll learn how to use some important tools, which can help you create 2D levels and environments quickly and efficiently. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is create a grid. In order to do this, you have to click on this Add button right here and go to the 2D object, and then you go to the tile map and select the rectangular option. So here we have our grid. Now you have to adjust this grid to your tile size. It depends on the size pattern you use to create those tiles. It is usually 16 by 16 pixels, 32 by 32 pixels, 64 by 64 pixels. In my case, I use it 32 by 32 pattern. So basically, all we have to do is click in the grid, and then here in cell size, we change the X and Y to 0.32. Of course, it depends on your tile pattern. Okay, next, you will need to add some tiles to your tile map. To do this, you first have to click here in Window, then you click here in 2D, and then you select the tile palette. Okay, but before we can use this window, we first have to do a few things. First, click here in your tile set, and then let's go back to the inspector. So here in sprite mode, we have to change it to multiple. And then here in filter mode, we have to change it to point no filter. We also have some options we can change, but for now, let's just do this. Then we click in apply. And now we have to separate our tiles. So to do that, just click in sprite editor. And here, as you can see, we have some options. Let's click in the slice option. And here in type, we have to select the grid by cell size. And here, you have to select the pixel size based in how you created your tile set. In my case, as I said, I used the 32 by 32 pattern. So all I have to do is select the 32 pattern size here in pixel size and slice it. As you can see, it automatically sliced all my tiles. So now you can use it individually. You can also manually slice those tiles, but in this case, since all tiles are the same size, there's no need to do it manually. But of course, you're free to do it manually if your tiles are in different sizes. In this case, it's not necessary. So now we just have to apply it. Perfect. And then we go back to the scene. Alright, now we can finally use these tiles, and we basically just click here in tile palette. Now we have to create a new palette. We basically click here and create a new palette. Let's just rename it to palette. Alright, we just create a new palette. We select the folder. And that's it. Now all we have to do is select our tiles, and you just click in the first one, shift and click in the last one. So we drag all tiles to the palette, and that's it. We again select the folder, and that's all. So now we can finally use these tiles in our game. So in order to do that, you just click in an individual tile right here. Let's just zoom in. And here you can basically build your level the way you want. I will just quickly create a level here. Take your time to build a level and do something cool. So be right back. So now we have a level. You might want to add a collider so your player can actually step on it. Let's click here in Tilemap, and here we have an option called Add Component. So we click in Add Component, and then we select the Tilemap Collider 2D. Alright, so that's it. If we had a player right here, it wouldn't just pass through the ground and fall to the void. And now we have a tile map set. Let's click here in Tile Palette so we can check the properties of the tiles. To do that, you basically have to click here or you press S in your keyboard and you click in a tile you want to check the properties. So here we have some parameters we can basically change. As an example, I will change the Y offset to -0.1, and here, as you can see, our tile is a bit different. So, oh, let me just deselect the S. As you can see, the same tile we used right here is a bit different. You can use this to build something different to your game if you want. And now let's just change the offset to 0 again. Let's just remove this from the scene. Okay. Alright, now we have our level. It's a simple level, but as you can see, we still don't have any details here in the grass. So let's just add our bush and put in the scene. And as we can see, if we go here in Tilemap, it has a collider. And you probably don't want that in this case because if your player steps in this bush, you limitate the player's movement and it might be a problem. And in order to create another tile map, we basically just have to click here in grid. We have to right click in grid and we select choose the object, tile map, rectangular. It is the same steps I just showed you before. And now let's rename it to detail. Okay, let's also rename the tile map to ground. So we don't get confused. Alright, now we have a ground and we also have a detail. Let's add our bush right here. Our rocks. Well, at least I tried to draw a rock. And now if we check here in the detail tile map, there is no collider attached to it. So the player doesn't get stuck in the bush or in the rock. And we can also add a collider right here if you want. But in this case, it is not necessary. So let's just disable it. Alright, so I think that's it. Those are the basic steps for creating and working with the grid and tile map systems in Unity. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video and if it helped you, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel so I know this video was actually helpful, and also consider commenting ideas you want to see in the future. See you in the next video. Bye.